Warning, this content is for entertainment and educational purposes only. All right, next question here. If someone is running, this is from Richie N. Sorry, Richie. If someone is running higher tests with moderate primo, estrogen is well controlled, and they want to increase total anabolic load, would adding Masteron as a relatively neutral compound for estrogen make any sense? Or is it better to continue increasing test and primo proportionally? Well, it depends on what your goals are. I like running that combo of test, primo, and masteron on contest prep because masteron seems to have a unique effect on the mineral retention that Primobolan doesn't seem to have. I mean, I guess maybe Winstrol does, but Masteron seems to really dry you out well. So if you're watery and you need to dry out, Masteron seems to dry you out that really well. Now, what I don't like about Masteron in the off season, for me, it dries me out too much. My joints end up getting achy and creaky, and I just don't like it. I don't think it's as potent of an anabolic as, say, Primobolan or Equipoise is. I think it's a pretty weak anabolic. You'll see guys that run Masteron year round as well. Masteron seems to have an effect on collagen. It gives you that thin skin, really dry look, which is great on contest prep, but not great when you're in your off season. You see the dudes that run it year round; they end up looking like an old pocketbook that's been laying out in the sun, shriveled up prune. They get this very dry, leathery, like somebody who smoked too many cigarettes and drank too many vodka martinis over the years. You know that look I'm talking about. You'll see the dudes that run Masteron year round. They just end up with that their face just looks weathered. I mean, really, like the test and Primobolan thing, it really just depends on how much estrogen you convert, where you tolerate your estrogen. And I would say for a mass growing phase, you want to keep your estrogen in the higher end, where probably up where you can tolerate. You don't want to get stupid crazy with it, but I like to keep it a little higher. So I like in an off-season phase, really, I like to run my test as high as I can get away with. I don't know that adding Masteron to the equation during a mass gaining phase would make any sense whatsoever. I would probably just keep it to test and Primobolan. If you wanted to add another compound, you could potentially add an oral or maybe nandrolone if you tolerate nandrolone well. Nandrolone is going to make you watery, but sometimes in the off season we want to be a little bit of water have a little bit of water retention on us because that extra water helps with joints and connective tissue and hydraulic leverage. I think or is it hydrostatic? I don't remember, but for moving weights, it's definitely easier to move weights up and down when you're taking nandrolone. So that's probably what I would consider for a third compound is probably test primo if you want to add a third compound, or just run your test as high as you can get away with. That's another option. But I don't know that I would add, look, the way I look at it for pick your poison, either Masteron or Primobolan in your off-season phase. I wouldn't run both side by side. They other than how they modulate estrogen, they're very similar as far as anabolic effect goes. I would, one or the other. If you want to run a third compound, probably nandrolone would be my next choice, or consider an oral and just stick with that.